From Warren Hills Regional High School, it's senior recognition night on this Saturday afternoon as two Skyland non-divisional opponents face off. It's the South Hunterdon Eagles versus the Warren Hills Blue Streaks here on the second half of this doubleheader. I'm Dan Wilkins. I'm joined by Vincent Focht of Camden County College on the call. Vince, this is a game between a Warren Hills team that's 10-2. They're riding a 5-game winning streak. They're doing quite well here under Joe Bamford and doing quite well in the Skyland Valley Division.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a team that has 5 wins in a row. We were just going to get right into it. I know we were talking about it before we went on the air, and that is Michael Duffner. What do we have here? This is a guy who's not just leading the team in points for the whole season, but this has been a guy who has been leading in points in a huge way in the past 4 games for this squad. Definitely someone to look out for. And the funny thing about it is this is not just someone who is throwing up three-pointers. He only has 15 points this season on that three-point area, in the three-point line. This is a guy who is very conservative with his play, incredibly well on the paint. He plays the post extremely well, and this is where those points are coming from. This is not a guy, again, he's not just lobbing them up there. This is a guy who really knows what he's doing when the time matters most. And again, when looking at the 2 losses that they've had, they lost against Kingsway, which is in a competitive Tri-County division, a division we know very well for where we come from in South Jersey. And as well, they also lost to Hanover Park, which is in a tough NJSIAA Liberty division. So both these teams that they lost to are teams that are nothing to mess around with, even though we look at Hanover Park, they're not exactly having the greatest season, but still, they're a tough team. Even the losses they've had have been very close. So definitely something to look at right there.
Yeah, I think that Warren Hills, listen, this Skyland Conference is always going to be difficult, but what I find funny about this matchup is that even though they're in different divisions, South Hunterdon in the Skyland Mountain and Warren Hills in the Skyland Valley, these two were in the same division as recently as last year. They've played 5 times in the last 2 years. Warren Hills has won the last 4 head-to-head matchups. But at the same time, even though they were just recently in the same division, these two schools are 27 miles, 50 minutes apart from each other. Yep. South Hunterdon is a lot more Central Jersey. This school's a lot more North Jersey. And for South Hunterdon, they have played a swath of non-conference opponents this year from a variety of different conferences. They've played Steiner and Robbinsville from the CVC, the Colonial Valley. They've played our own Washington Township out of the Tri-County. They've played Nottingham. They played a handful of great schools. They played Lakewood out of the Shore Conference. And then later this year, they're going to play Central Jersey Charter, and they're going to play Willingboro to close out the year in the BCSL. So South Hunterdon, led by Frederick Lagarde, the former LaSalle assistant, is a coach that's not afraid to go there. He's not afraid to pick up a couple of different games along the way. But they had Coach Connor there last year. This is their 4th head coach ever since COVID in 2020. So South Hunterdon's looking for a little bit of stability. They're 1 game under 500. They've been looking to rebound here, but they're 2-3 in their last 5. The 2 wins that they picked up were over 8-8 Belvedere and over 1-9 College Achieve Central. So 100 points this year. He's got 47 for 63 from the line. He's a very efficient free throw shooter, and while he's only made 6 3-point baskets, that's not the appeal of his game. He's made nearly 70 2-point baskets, and in addition to that, 57 rebounds in his first 13 games.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, you said it, a guy to watch out for in a big way. We said the past 5 games. Well, let's look at the past 3 games. 66 points in the past 3 games overall for Keys. This is a guy, again, we were talking about conservative players in the past, right? Well, this is another example of that. Someone who is not afraid to, let's just say, he'll put the ball up when it matters, but he is not lobbing it. He is not just constantly going and going and going. This is a guy who utilizes his teammates, again, works well around the arch, and it's going to be calls for a good contest here this afternoon that I can probably tell you coming up here at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, Warren Hills put up 71 points the last time that these two teams faced off against each other as recently as February of 2025. So it hasn't been that long as South Hunterdon's coming on the floor behind us. But listen, I'll tell you, Vince, this is going to be an interesting game. Again, this is the first year in a long time that these two teams have been separated from their division. For the longest time, they were in the Skyland Mountain together. Now they've had a little bit of a separation, and they still get to be familiar with each other. But Warren Hills, this is their senior recognition day. All 5 of their starters from this year have been seniors. Michael Duffner's the guy to watch. Makai Garrett's going to get a lot of opportunities in the low post. We've seen this team as recently as the 10th of January. For those curious why a guy from Gloucester County made his way up to Warren Hills, this is why. The Kingsway game that you mentioned on January 10th, the game where Nick Conklin hit the game-winning 3, We got an email that night. By Monday, the terms were set, and we were ready to go for this game. So, again, big thanks to the Warren Hills Athletic Department for having us out for this doubleheader. We will be back for another game at an undetermined date. We were going to come back later this week, but the snow is kind of throwing a wrench into our plans, so we'll figure it out. But as it stands, we've still got a great game of basketball. We saw a great game of girls basketball earlier today with Belvedere taking home a 58-36 win. It wasn't easy for Warren Hills. They had the game tied at halftime, but definitely the County Cedars pulled away in quarters 3 and 4. So we'll take a quick break. It's the South Hunterdon Eagles and the Warren Hills Blue Streaks coming up in just a moment here from Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. South Hunterdon level.
Half forward to 6-1 sophomore, number 4, Kelly Healy. And half forward to 6-1 junior, number 13, Dorian Pulaski. Eagles are coaching Mr. Frederick Lagarde, James Nagaki, and Vincent Salido. Street fans, you ready to meet your starting five? Here they are, at guard, the 6'1" senior, number 23, Michael Duffner. At guard, the 6'1" senior, number 2, Jake Nisabachia. At guard, the 6' senior, number 10, Logan Healy.
Skyland Conference basketball ready to go. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Vincent Focht on the call. Javier Harris on the production as they face off against former division opponent as recently as last year, the South Hunterdon Eagles. South Hunterdon with the former LaSalle assistant Frederick Lagarde, 6-7 on the year, but they are an impressive 5-1 in the Skyland Mountain. They're actually 4th in overall record, but 2nd in divisional record. Meanwhile, Joe Bamford and crew are 10-2. They started off 3-0. Their 2 losses are to Hanover Park back on December the 30th and Kingsway on January the 10th. But they've won 5 straight. Del Val, North Hunterdon, Mendham, Central Jersey Charter, and Easton right across the river in Pennsylvania. They're looking to extend that winning streak tonight over their former divisional rivals. And while they have formed some new rivals in this Skyland Valley division, they're going to try to find a way to rebirth the old spark here on this Saturday afternoon. South Hunterdon and Warren Hills, both blue teams, but Warren Hills will be in their home blue jerseys with white numbers, gray accents. South Hunterdon on the left side of your screen in the white road jerseys and blue numbers. The girls' basketball game was fun, and let's see what the boys have in store. We're underway here from Washington Township, and immediately a jump ball. Let's see if the arrow goes Lagarde's way, and it does. So immediately got tipped up there. Did not take long at all for Brandon Anima to catch it up, and now it'll be inbounded by Katz. There was a brief change on the South Hunterdon starting 5. Joseph Capobianco is a starter. Out on the left wing for Connor Keys, the leading scorer for the Eagles. He's in the semicircle, fires out to the right side for Katz. Landon Katz, the 6-foot senior guard, tried to catch a pass inside. Ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Blue Streaks. Logan Healy's going to try to bring this one up. He'll stop on it on top of the logo, back out to the left side as Jake Nizavaccio was able to catch up. Healy hands it off to Michael Duffner. Duffner with 20-plus points in 3 of his last 5 games. Put up 28 versus Del Val and versus Central Charter, and then 27 versus Mendham back on the 17th last Saturday. So he has been on a scoring tear, averaging 19.2 points per game for the Blue Streaks. No field goal attempts yet in the first minute. We'll have our first here as going up and down. Getting slammed there was Keys, and it's good. Michael Duffner. First basket, and Warren Hills leads 2-0.
Definitely great to see Duffner, the lead points getter right there for Warren Hills, finally break the paint, as both sides have been struggling down low so far, but well, finally your first 2.
Moving back out to the top, sliding over for Kellen Healy, the sophomore. Again, Coach Lagarde in his first season with South Hunterdon. Eagles have had 4 head coaches since the 2020 pandemic season. In 2021, they went with Kevin McCarron. They went 4-8. 2022, they also had McCarron. 2023, they had Dennis Jordan for the last 2 years. So they have been trying to get a little bit of footing with their head coaching position. And in 23 to 24, they also had Shale Keating. As that one goes for Duffner. 4-0 run led exclusively by the Blue Streaks, and referee's going to call. Okay, we're going to get a delay of game warning against Duffner.
Wow.
Now, it is not a technical foul. So Duffner on Warren Hills got called for a delay of game. Now, the way that works is that once he got the basket, he kind of pushed the ball away from the referee. So even though the clock wasn't exactly running, the referee had to make sure that he had that one straight, and he made the right call there, giving Duffner a warning. But a second offense will be a technical foul. Capobianco has it on the right side. Tough defense from Healy and a steal. Pops out immediately. Here comes a look up in, no contact, and Anima gets it to fall. 6-0 run for the Blue Streaks.
Got to get him a shout out.
Here on a near sold-out home crowd on this Saturday afternoon as that gets tipped up, another steal. Back in transition again. It's up and in, foul and one. Lagarde's going to want a timeout. Referee saw it and he'll grant it. Foul and one as an 8-0 run for the Blue Streaks. Jake Nizavachia got up there. And Frederick Lagarde will call a timeout. Just 5:25 left in the first quarter. It's an early hot start for the Blue Streaks. Can we say they're on a hot streak? 8-0. We'll be right back. Warren Hills on an 8-0 run. That forced South Hunterdon head coach, first-year head coach Fred Lagarde, to call the timeout. Warren Hills talks it over, but what a defensive showcase so far, just picking up steal after steal after steal here in the first 3 minutes. Nizavachia goes back to the line to shoot the and one. The timeout was called after the foul, and he'll make it. A 9-0 run for Warren Hills. And they now lead this one. Well, they still lead this one, holding South Hunterdon off the board as we've got a trap at half court. They're able to hang on to it. A really good save by Keys that time, being double guarded right at the half court line in front of the scorer's table as a high pass. Goes around from Thompson to Keys. Not a lot of dribbling here. Thompson tries to move it in, goes back to Keys. Eagles taking their time out on the left side. Bounce pass towards the baseline, fired out to Healy. Back to Keys, stomps on it. Thompson, corner three, good! Eagles are on the board. They break up the run as Thompson hits a three from the near corner. And South Hunterdon is on the board for the first time today. Now another shot from the baseline by Anima, the strong forward. 11-3, another trap at the half court. Firing across the way is Keys, back to Thompson. Has the first and only points to this point in this brief part of the ball game. Just getting started here in Warren County. Real feel of 4 degrees outside. Glad it's a little bit more toasty here in the gym. Out on the left side, catches and shoots a three. He's got it. Back-to-back triples for Fred Lagarde. And they're going to stop the play to fix the net. So the three fell that time by Bryson Johnson. Or pardon, excuse me. Landon Katz, looking at a roster from the Keating years. Healy at the top. So 6 points on two triples, as now here comes another triple from Duffner. Rattles out, tries to swipe away at it, goes the other way. We mentioned in the open, South Hunterdon has not been afraid to play a lot of talent from around South and Central Jersey. They opened up the season with a non-conference game versus Robbinsville. Lost that game 73-39. And again, these two teams, as recently as last year, were in the same division, but these two teams are 50 minutes apart from each other and separated by 27 miles. Really shows how far out and vast the Skyland Conference is, as I think Keys maybe wanted a foul there, but he's able to get the basket to fall. And how about a tale of 2 runs in the same quarter? Warren Hills goes up 11-0, and then they respond right away. Now the Eagles are on an 8-0 run. Bounce pass, Anima, up and in again.
Definitely got to say from Brandon Anima, he's been all over the court, has been doing a heck of a job defensively, getting those takeaways, and then right there offensively, just one heck of a force. That is 100% for sure.
Yeah, South Hunterdon really knows that they have to pass this ball more than they dribble if they're going to get past Warren Hills here. There's a lot of contact there. Ball comes out. Thompson holds onto it. He has to fire it up, and it gets intercepted by Duffner. He'll bring this one back. Fires over. Nisavocia takes his time with contact. They'll let this one play as it goes out to the far corner. Back to Duffner. He'll catch and shoot. Front iron. Rattles back out. Oh, just flew over him as now going in for the basket. How about Makai Garrett getting that one in as saw somebody nearly take flight there in Dorian Zwodzki. That one goes out of bounds, but it's now 15-8. Warren Hills leads by 7. You notice here Lagarde is making a lot of substitutions early. He's taking in a lot of his guys. They're running them on quick rotations. It's not like, a lot of times with these teams that have a little bit of deeper rosters with the bigger schools, they can get, 9, 10, 11 guys on a varsity roster. Warren Hills has similar numbers for a group 3 as a pull-up deep 2 doesn't go. And now Garrett will reset the play. But you're seeing Lagarde go to his bench a lot. We've already seen at least 3 benchmen on the floor right now for South Hunterdon. Out on the right side, Garrett goes to Anima. Good. A long 2 for the senior Brandon Anima, and on his senior appreciation night, he has 8 points in the first quarter. 17-8, a minute 45 left in the first. Here from Warren Hills Regional in Washington Township. Here comes the top of the key. No good on the 3. Taken by Healy. Back out to Logan Healy. So 2 men with the same last name but on different ball clubs here this afternoon as it goes out to Anima in the near corner. Bounce pass. Nisavacia trying to find somebody. Back to the top now for Garrett. Healy, bounce pass to Nisavacia. Minute 10 to play in the first. Warren Hills really slowing it down here with the 9-point advantage. Garrett lets it fly. That's one of those things that really helps Warren Hills is to have that composure, to have both a fast-paced and a slow-paced offense. They're able to speed it up when they need to, but they're able to slow it down when they need to, and they used both of those methods on that last possession to get Garrett a nice basket. But now with 45 seconds left, the double-digit lead for the home team, the Blue Streaks. Getting a start that time out on the left side. Fire the pass coast to coast. And Lagarde will be granted the timeout with 31 seconds left. Michael Bergerwich had the possession there, but Lagarde wants to talk it over with his guys. He's already burned 2 timeouts of his 5 in the first quarter. The Blue Streaks lead by 11. They lead over South Hunterdon 19-8. Good crowd on hand, and the balloons being well represented for Warren Hills Senior Night. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on their first try. Visit 614 Lambs Road in Pittman to book an appointment, just minutes from Route 55. Thompson has this one. It gets blocked, but the Eagles hang on to it. It's back to Katz. Now Thompson gets the ball batted out. The 6'1" junior. It goes back to Budrowicz, who hands it off back to Thompson just outside the paint near the volleyball corner. Budrowicz with some real twitchy moves, barely held on to it. Bamford wanted it out of bounds. It looked like it stayed in, and now with some more passing, going up, fouled hard. And Keys coming to his defense there. We'll see, I believe they'll call this a shooting foul, and they will. It'll be the second team foul against Warren Hills as Keys kind of got chopped on that play, really got swiped across as Keys will go to the line, the leading scorer for South Hunterdon.
That's going to be how you get back into this game, taking aggressive plays like that, making them pay right there in the paint, cutting up, trying to do all you can possibly do, just to not even just always get to the basket, but to cause issues for your opponent. And Warren Hills right now, if you can continue to press them, you're down by 10, but we'll see. They're looking to continue their little streak they have on. Again, South Hunterdon has not beaten Warren Hills since 2023.
Here comes a football pass, almost intercepted. Keys made both. He's just under 75% from the charity stripe, 74.6% this year. We're going to have 0.7 of a second left in the first quarter after that bounce pass, or after the lack of a bounce pass got intercepted. Got tipped out of bounds by Keys. They'll chuck it up from deep. Oh, no good there. But a 9-point lead for the Warren Hills Blue Streaks at the end of the first quarter. They're feeling good. And it's been a great performance so far from Brandon Anima, who's put up 8 points down low. All local baskets, let's call them. It's 19-10 after one. We'll take a quick break. The Streak Nation Blue Crew is out in good effect today. Saturday afternoon basketball, taking it in here. A pretty lively student section. For what it's worth, I mean, listen, this might be the last basketball game they get to watch for a few days before what's projected to be up north here, 8 to 12 inches looking to come down tomorrow. So, like we said, we originally had an ice hockey game scheduled for Monday, Haverford versus Gloucester Catholic. We have now canceled that game. The game itself may still be on if projections are light, but for the safety of our crew, we will take Monday off. And our next scheduled broadcast after today will be BCSL play between Holy Cross and Pennsauken on Wednesday the 28th at 5:15 p.m. Starting the second quarter, here from Warren County up north. Moving over to the right side, here comes Duffner to Garrett. Good. Not a lot of dribbling there from Warren Hills, but Garrett picks up 6 points now. And it's an 11-point lead for the Blue Streaks, 21-10. Moving out to the right side, underhand feed, back to Katz. Katz, underhand feed again. Yeah, South Hunterdon seeming like they want to continue to push the pace here, get everybody worn out, even if it's at your own cost, as here comes a catch and shoot. Corner three, no good. Garrett picks up the rebound. Moving back over to Duffner, the high scorer that he is. How about that? Nice catch that time. Look out. One goes over to Garrett. Over to the right side. Logan Healy has it. He's guarded heavily by Katz. Moves over into the far corner for the today's leading scorer, in Brandon Anima. Up. No good. I'll tell you, Warnell McCoy wanted a foul there, didn't get it. Referees have been pretty solid with swallowing the whistle for light contact. They have let the boys play for the most part tonight. As out on the right side, sliding into the paint. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It goes back to Keys. Inside the semicircle. Fires inside. Up, too short. Would have been a great basket for Landon Katz, but instead it ends in nothing. Goes out to Duffner on the corner of the volleyball stripe. Back out to the top. Moving inside. McCoy. Anima stops and starts. Gets the rebound, and the second chance is good. Brandon Anima, 10 points on his senior recognition night.
Yeah, what I've really been liking with Warren Hills is they've been able to open seams, the ball movement around the arcs. They've been able to open up those doorways in the paint. That's why they're getting so many opportunities.
That ball gets swiped out by Keys. The screen was set, and a travel will be called. Thompson attempted a three. They'll sub Dorian Zwodzki in. They'll sub Duffner out. And then into the ballgame for Warren Hills will be, actually I didn't realize who was, maybe Nisavachia is the new gentleman on the floor? I'm not sure. Here comes Healy. No good, front iron. Comes out for Anima. Goes back out to McCoy. Stops on the baseline. Keeps it. Is able to fire it out. Back over to the right. Healy with another deep three. Good! Logan Healy, 16-point lead for the Blue Streaks. What a run it's been. I mean, an 11-0 run to start the game. The only thing that South Hunterdon had going for them was an 8-0 run in the first. And now that has more or less withered away with a 16-point lead. As now moving in, there's a foul underneath the baseline. The foul is on Nisavachia for Warren Hills. Players first, teams first. And about that for a little victory lap. Took an extra bounce. And Kellen Healy gets the basket to fall. And again, shots like that, those are the lucky shots that South Hunterdon needs to succeed in this game. Obviously, we still have the rest of the first half and halftime and the third and fourth quarters. It's still early. But right now, South Hunterdon is just getting taken advantage of here by Warren Hills and their offensive prowess. They're really pushing the pace, and they're forcing South Hunterdon into an uncomfortable situation as Garrett can't get that basket to fall, tries to save it. They both don't go for it, and it will be Warren Hills' ball. They'll retain possession there underneath their own basket. 4:47 left in the second half.
There you go, once again, seeing those gaps open up. A beautiful bounce pass. Right there, McCoy, we saw to Garrett, and there was almost another incredible opportunity.
Healy to Nisavachia. Back out to Healy. Left wing, three. Too strong off the top of the backboard and out of bounds. That will be South Hunterdon ball. South Hunterdon, as we mentioned, has played plenty of non-conference opponents from Central and South Jersey. They played Washington Township and Lakewood. Lakewood of the Shore Conference, Washington Township of the Tri-County Conference, in the Nottingham North Star Invitational in Central Jersey. But what's really funny to me is that, for those who are unaware, I am born and raised South Jersey. I went to Audubon High School, home of Joe Flacco. But the funny thing is that I work in Washington Township, just not this Washington Township. I work in Washington Township in Gloucester County, so when I heard that there was another Washington Township and it was 2 hours away, I was like, hold on a second. That's pretty funny. But yes, we're back here in Washington Township, just not the one we're familiar with, as the three falls short. Anima picks up the rebound. Goes back to the right side for Nisavachia. Oh, nice. Gets it inside to Duffner. He's got 6 points. It looked like, based off of what Nisavachia was eyeing, it looked like he was going to try to fire that one to the man in the left side corner, but instead he faked it. Kind of had a no-look pass. As now Thompson loses it on the fiery pass inside. The ball gets bounced up many times, and it comes out for Duffner. 28-12. Goes out in the near corner. Healy, no good on the three. Out of bounds. Eagles ball.
This kind of goes back to that play where you can't really exactly figure out what Warren Hill's next move is. It's constant with the ball movement. Again, I'm talking about the seams, but I mean many different times opening up those doorways in the paint. We've seen it time and time again. Right there was another great example what that fake out is.
Contact foul. Joe Bamford did not like the foul call there. Jaden Thompson will go to the line for 2. Second personal against Nisavacia. Third team foul. First shot no good. Let's take a look at what South Hunterdon has in the Skyland Mountain Division. Right now they are 4th overall, but they are 2nd in divisional record. Even though they're 6-7, they are 5-1 in divisional play. Bound Brook is 11-5, Manville is 9-6, Belvedere is 7-8, and then College Achieve at 1-9 down at the bottom. Thompson missed both foul shots, and then another fiery pass misses and goes out of bounds. They'll make another substitution, though. Bertowicz checks into the game for Healy. And that's one thing that's interesting about Lagarde's style here is that he's got a good 10, 11, 12 guys on varsity. He's making a lot of substitutions here in the first half, keeping everybody fresh, kind of like a Frank Rago style at Clayton, where he is going to keep everybody fresh. He's going to keep everybody at full energy, full strength, and get them at the best prepared to attack Warren Hills. How about this? Pass gets batted out of the air, and it comes down for Brandon Anima. Goes back to Duffner in the corner of the paint, and it gets turned over. Katz has it. 2:50 left in the first half. Bounce pass up and too short. Budrowicz had a high arcing shot, but it didn't fall. Moving inside there, another turnover. Continuing to push the pace down the floor on the Euro. No good there, and grabbing it out of the air. Here comes a full court pass. Healy in. Logan Healy gets the basket to fall, and he continues the offensive dominance for the Blue Streaks. As now another turnover, comes back again. Got to see how many steals they have. There's another one. Mike Duffner, 8 points. Continuing to make his presence felt on his home floor. The senior-filled lineup on Senior Appreciation Night as, wow, talk about a tough basket that time. That was a wicked basket, and that's the reason why Keys has as many points as he does. He's got 6. Just talking about full season, he's got over 200 in his first 13 games. The senior averaging 15.8 in his first 13 games of the season for the 6'1" senior guard. Garrett moving inside, fires it out. Long 2, too strong. Anima picks up the rebound on the baseline. Tries to box him out. That's an offensive foul. That's absolutely the right call. He leans in with his shoulder there, and even though Warren Hills has the lead, a healthy sacrifice of that lead is the foul trouble. They've put themselves with 4 team fouls with 1:26 left in the half. Could very well give South Hunterdon a bonus prior to the end of the half. Capobianco into the game, one of the original 5 starters for Warren Hills. And we will have another foul. That is the 5th, so we'll have South Hunterdon with the bonus. And again, Joe Bamford's going to continue to not be thrilled about this, but I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of calls that are, not correct. I think that they're hanging on here, and it's just a part of the game. When you have this fast-paced of an offense, you're going to see a lot more fouls than when you have a slow, methodical offense that prioritizes taking the last shot or taking the best shot that you can. Neither of these teams are taking the best shot available. They're taking the first open look that they can. Healy comes in. They'll sub out Zwodzki. And from the line, Katz made both foul shots. So they'll have a bonus for the last 75 seconds of the half in a 16-point lead. Make that 18.
The main thing that we are seeing right now is South Hunterdon not capitalizing whatsoever on the opportunities given to them by Warren Hills. Warren Hills, as good as they look tonight, have had their mistakes and have shown some mistakes. But, again, Warren Hills not being able, South Hunterdon not being able to capitalize.
Out on the left wing. Healy shoots a 3, airballed it, comes up, and he gets the putback. So Keys puts up the second chance. As, by the way, now on the floor for Warren Hills is number 33. which is Julian Santana. Santana was listed as number 0 on the online roster, but is listed as number 33 in the book. Duffner, far corner, 3, off the top of the backboard, hits the wire. That should have been out of play. We're going to have another foul here. You know, the Landon Katz was right. I mean, it hit the wire on its way up. So that should have been out of bounds, and that should have been South Hunterdon ball. Any contact with that wire is out of play because it alters the path of the ball. 20 seconds. You hear Bamford saying go at 10. Now they're at 10. Here they go. Santana on the left wing, 34-18. Down to 5. Duffner on the right side. Anima in the far corner. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Garrett gets it up. He got it off and in. Lagarde wants a travel. Does the basket count? We'll have to see. We'll see if they do count the basket, and they do. So it's a 20-point lead for Warren Hills over South Hunterdon at the halftime break. They're just clarifying things as they go along, but it's a big lead for the Blue Streaks as they look to get their 6th straight win. Let's just say they have been on a red-hot streak tonight with some great performances. We mentioned Brandon Anima. He's got a handful already. He's got 10. All five starters have scored for Warren Hills so far, but the best is yet to come. We'll be right back at the halftime break. Warren Hills up big.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well.
The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside.
It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need.
And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives.
If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
So after the holding call to be 1st and 20, as now rolling out to the right side, he's got a little bit of room to run on a QB rush. He's going to get a first down. There's no flags, and how about this for 61 yards? Anthony Gaetano with a QB rush that works to perfection. He hugs the sideline, and Anthony Gaetano gets the scoring started for the Redhawks at 7-6.
To end the day for Luke Pokrovsky. Little pop-up, first base side, he calls for it, and for the first time in 33 years, the Charlotte Cougars will hoist the trophy and face Middlesex on Monday. 4-3, Cougars win it. And in the battle of green and gold, the trophy stays true with the visitors. What a finish! And Shalleck will pack their bags for Middlesex and the Blue Jays when the weekend turns around to Monday.
It will be inbounded by Pat Monahan. Oh, the ball gets away. Who's going to have it? GCIT will hang on to the possession. It goes to Stanwood. Stanwood inside. They'll get the shot off. It's good! Unbelievable! Foster calls the timeout, but will they get it? Unbelievable! Unbelievable! A double contest shot from Hellman! Wow. Ryan James wanted the timeout, but did they get it in time?
One nothing Red Bank. Now here is Al D'Elia. The man they used to call Big Al has now slimmed down, and he still hits dingers. He went viral in 2018 for his catchphrase during the Little League World Series when he was introduced by the ESPN camera crews and was given his standard introduction. He said, "Hi, my name's Big Al, and I hit dingers." And that sentiment still holds true today. He had his first career high school home run versus Rumson Fairhaven in their opening game of the campaign last week. There's a swing and a miss, 0-2. But D'Elia, kind of a folk hero for baseball players who just want to hit the ball far and have fun while doing it. The poster child now is the poster big fella. Fly ball right center field. This is going to be a sac fly. Taken in by Terranova, and Big Al might not hit dingers, but he certainly drives in runs. It's 2-0.
A lot of things going on this afternoon at Warren Hills Regional High School. I'm Dan Wilkins of Rowan College of South Jersey. I am joined by Vincent Focht of Camden County College. My producer is Javier Harris of Connecticut School of Broadcasting, now CSB Media. But it's been a good game so far, an 18-point lead for Warren Hills over South Hunterdon. This is a Warren Hills team that, again, shared a division with South Hunterdon as recently as last year. So this is their first game as separate non-division rivals. Still 50 minutes apart, but the story of the day has been Brandon and Ema. While Warren Hills has shot the lights out of this place, there's been a lot of great shooting from mid-range, from inside, and even from three. Brandon and Ema leads the scoring with 10, and all of those shots have been from down low, taking advantage of his height.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's been an incredible play setup, and I have to give credit to this coaching staff on how they plan their attack offensively. We see many times having the bigger guys kind of in the back and having the smaller guys kind of out front, and what I mean by that is having guys like Mackay Garrett, Warner McCoy out there in the paint, making their moves and creating seams where they're able to get those incredible layups, those easy layups, which some may say, oh, it's only 2 points. Well, you look at the score, 36-18, it's not that for no reason. They've been able to just have a great play setup as well, having guys like Logan Healy, another one who's been QBing this offense and why there's been so much success. They've been taking advantage of turnovers. We talked about it in their own paint, being able to put a good amount of pressure on their opponent and being able to create these turnovers leading into offensive success. It's been a reoccurring theme. And as for South Hunterdon, well, the main issue's been the turnovers, and as well, they've been not taking advantage of fouls. I'm not going to say Warren Hills is completely perfect. As well as they've been playing, they haven't been completely perfect. They've been sending South Hunterdon to the line many, many times, but they're not able to take advantage of this. And every time they go down to Warren Hills' paint, they end up, again, like I just stated, turning it over, and then Warren Hills makes them pay for it, giving them a big slap in the face.
Well, it's 36-18 at halftime. They'll clear the floor. It's Youth Recognition Night along with Senior Day here at Warren Hills Regional. So they had a whole bunch of kids on the floor from the Washington Township youth teams. Looks like there was some Mansfield representation as well. Some of the local communities who are sent to Warren Hills Regional. But with South Hunterdon getting the ball back to start the second half, I think Fred Lagarde, again, as a first-year head coach, is going to be thinking a lot about how he can push this pace and about how he can make Warren Hills make mistakes, because Warren Hills is not going to give up. They are not going to bend or break if you don't make them. As here comes a good save, but it gets turned over. Here comes Garrett. He's able to pick it up. Strong defense, but not good enough, as the defense was made by Cameron Barlow, but instead a shot from down low by Mackay Garrett. He's got 8 points, and Warren Hills immediately picks up where they left off with some wild offense. Another steal. Oh, and a block. That one went halfway up the outer wall there as Barlow denies Michael Duffner.
Yeah, the senior guard slash forward right there is getting a huge hand on that.
They're going to call a foul here.
Oh,
They're going to call a foul on the
man.
block. So Duffner will shoot 2. He's got 9.
I was going to say, you can anything to really take momentum from, as that was definitely something I thought was.
I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, the slightest bit of contact there. I didn't see it in real time, but that'll be interesting to decipher. 40-18. 22-point lead for the Blue Streaks over the Eagles. Good stop that time. Cat's able to hang on to it. Goes back out to the top. Way out there is Jaden Thompson. Sends a man down. No whistle. Referee shakes his head. We play on. Back to the top. Keys fires over. Right side. Healy almost shot a 3. The sophomore. Ball comes out again. Third steal of the third quarter. Here comes McCoy, and he's got it. McCoy with another basket off the bench. One of 6 scorers for Warren Hills today as more contact. He goes down. They say it's clean. Lagarde disagrees, and there's a foul on the other end.
Man, oh man. Been seeing a lot of aggressive play right there from McCoy over and over again. Been real aggressive up top, and I think that one little play where he wanted a call, I think he sold it a little bit too much. The official shook his head, but man, oh man, what a great way to take advantage.
Nisavancia is at the line for Warren Hills. Berdowich subs in for Thompson. Here's the thing, it's the inverse of what it was in the second quarter. In the second quarter, Warren Hills put up 5 team fouls before South Hunterdon had their first. And now we've already got 2 fouls against South Hunterdon before Warren Hills has put up any. So it's an inverse situation. That one goes out on the far sideline. See whose possession it is. It will be Eagles ball. Cats will take this one from just inside half court. He'll pass this one behind the backcourt line to Budrowicz, the junior. 10 points in his junior year, 25 total. It's a push against McCoy. First team foul, first personal foul for McCoy. It'll be inbounded by Keys. Trying to hang on to it, he does after a nice pass by Budrowicz to bounce it through traffic in a thin margin. Travel. And the shot gets waved off.
It looks like right there they're expecting another call on McCoy, as McCoy's been extremely aggressive, but as they say in basketball, what comes with aggressive defenses usually, unfortunately, a lot of fouls. That's what we've seen so far.
Healy almost had the three in transition. I'll tell you, Lagarde has been extremely animated, though. When the ref called that travel, originally he thought that it was a shooting foul against Warren Hill, so he put his thumbs up. He was like, all right, that's fine. And then when the travel was called, that reaction turned 100%. And honestly, I don't really blame him. I don't know if I saw the extra step, but there definitely was some contact. So we'll have to see if South Hunterdon gets some redemption here, as they're definitely going to be looking to pick up the pace, and they're going to be looking to get back into this game, because they have been fantastic in the Mountain Division this year, as there is a basket from inside by Katz. He's got 7 points out of 20 in a 23-point deficit for the Eagles to the Blue Streaks. Duffner on top of half court. Back to Nisavacia. Fires around the world, right to left, back to the top. Fires around the world again. A third time. Now moving inside. And McCoy too strong. Garrett tries to fly in for the rebound, and it's no good. Now really pushing the pace. Keys able to stop on it. Three. No good from Katz. And Garrett picks up the rebound. 5 minutes left in the third. Now moving out, they're going to say McCoy stepped out on the baseline. It's out of bounds, South Hunterdon ball. Let's take a look at the standings for the Skyland Valley Division. Again, these two were divisional rivals just as recently as March, but Warren Hills leads their new home in the Valley, as Delaware Valley is second in the division, Somerville third, Bernard fourth, Voorhees 6 and 8, and then North Hunterdon last by overall record by 4 and 8, as South Hunterdon gets another basket on the other end of the floor. 43-22. McCoy stops on it. Too strong. And again, even despite this deficit, South Hunterdon is continuing to push the pace here. And they're continuing to move an extremely quick offense, as a nice finger roll goes that time for Landon Katz. A 6-0 run for the Eagles. They've had 2 runs in this game of 6 points or more. Underhand pass. Moving outside, Duffner back to Nisavacia. Not a lot of substitutes in this game, I'll tell you that much. It's really only been Santana and McCoy have really been the only bench players, as South Hunterdon continues to bring it back. Moving out. Here comes the corner three from Barlow. No good. Moving out to the right side. Garrett finds Healy. No good there. 3 minutes, 20 seconds in the third quarter. Flips it over to the top. Again, Landon Katz taking his time here, as the Eagles are finding some life. Too strong there. LeGrand wants a foul again. Moving out to the right is Healy. Back to the top for Garrett. Garrett stops on it in the paint, banks it off the glass and in. Makai Garrett with 10.
Yeah, Warren Hills right here just trying to keep the momentum on their side, as we saw South Hunterdon starting to gain a little bit, but right now just trying to get back into this game.
Barlow on the right side. Barlow, or rather no, it's Katz who shoots. He misses there off the front of the iron. Warren Hills meeting the Eagles one-on-one, fouled. Duffner on his way up. Some clear contact there on the shoulder. And Brandon Anima will get ready to sub back into the game. Tied for the leading scorer with Warren Hills with 10. So Duffner will go to the line to shoot 2. I mean, Warren Hill's already 10-2 this year. Their schedule doesn't get any easier. They have Somerville back-to-back next week. They're 11-5. So they still have not played a divisional contest versus Somerville yet, but they do so twice in 48 hours. Tuesday the 27th and then Thursday the 29th. Of course, all of that is weather permitting, as Duffner hits both. He's got 12. So at one point, there were 3 Blue Streak starters that had 10 points each. And now Duffner breaks the tie as he hits both foul shots. He's got 12. Katz. Healy, rather. Back to Budrowicz. Back to Katz now. Flings it over his head. Tried to get a pass off. Still trying to hang on to it. Bounce pass into the far corner for Barlow. Comes out. He's on the ground. Ball gets ripped away from him. The jump ball is called. I think Lagarde tried to call a timeout, but I think the ref didn't hear him. (47-24). 2 minutes left in the third quarter on senior day and youth night for the Warren Hills Regional Blue Streaks. Another 3 missed on the far end. Here comes another full court pass. Blocked hard. Keys couldn't get there, and it's out of bounds.
Right there, South Hunterdon doing well, rebounding and being in that 2-3 formation and defense and being able to try to strike, coming right back up the court as they look to get some offensive momentum right here.
Barlow feeds it out. Back to Katz. Landon Katz, a 6'1" guard, second leading scorer on this South Hunterdon team. Gets it over to the top. Healy, the sophomore, wanted to take it. Back over to the middle. This one is up. No good. Swatted down by Anima, and Garrett finishes the rebound. Here comes Duffner, continuing to move quickly in transition. Back inside from Garrett to Anima, inside the semicircle. Back over to the right, swinging around the world. Back to Nisavacia. Puts the ball over his head, able to bring it back down. Back to Garrett. Open look. 3. No good. Anima, offensive rebound. Nisavacia wanted to take it again. Sends a man down. Right-hand lay. Fouled on his way up. That is the 4th foul against the Eagles here in the third quarter with just under a minute to play. This broadcast is brought to you by Gray Fox Sports. Premier sports photography right in your backyard. Visit grayfoxsports.net or Gray Fox Sports on Instagram for bookings. And by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events throughout the Garden State. Visit dawgprowrestling.com for bookings and for future information on upcoming events. First shot good, second shot no good, and a foul and one. What a way to get a quick turnaround. Nisavacia went 1 for 2. Anima picked up the offensive rebound and immediately deposits a foul and one, as this lead has now grown to 26 points. And Brandon Anima continues to use that paint presence, but he does miss the and one. He's got 12. Anima sized up with Barlow. There's a 3. Cameron Barlow sends it down, and it's now 50-27. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Here from Washington Township in Warren County.
Yeah, right here as it looks like, again, they're going to try to let this clock wind down as much as possible, but what a performance by Warren Hills. Looked like they were letting a little bit off the gas as we started into the second half of play, but now they are right back on it. The streaks are striking in every way possible, and oh man, as this third quarter said
Warren Hills is setting up to take the last shot. They do. Healy, no good. Anima brings it down, can't get it off in time. It's waved off. And at the end of the third quarter, Warren Hills continues their dominance here versus South Hunterdon. After 3, it's the Blue Streaks 50, the Eagles 27. Got 3 quarters down, 1 to go. I should say 7 quarters down, and now 1 to go. Again, big thanks to Mike Jones of the Warren Hills Athletic Department and the entire Warren Hills staff. I should say, for 3, they got to shut the music. There we go.
You can play to this. It's
yeah.
okay.
It's kind of like hockey. You wait until 3 to 5 seconds after the got a hold here. But I'm saying that you can kind of cut the music like 3 seconds after the puck drop, but the foul is on the floor. Warren Hills up by 23 points, 50-27. They fire it out. Barlow, catch and shoot for a long 2. Gets tipped in. How about that? Very nice move there by Connor Keys. He's got 10 points. And South Hunterdon trying to make any effort they can to get back into this game. Gets it over to the left side. Fires in. You can hear LeGrand saying no foul, no foul. They want to keep these guys as conservative as possible. Avoid fouling for as long as you can until you absolutely need to, as Healy misses the shot. And it goes back over to Keys for South Hunterdon. Oh, got hit that time pretty hard. That's a foul. It's a foul on Anima. It's his second, team second. And in a 21-point game, South Hunterdon just looking to get any advantage that they can. As a bounce pass. Keys in heavy trouble. He is fouled. Let's see if they call this on the floor or if this is in the shooting motion. It is a shooting foul. So they will send Connor Keys to the line.
Yeah, South Hunterdon right here just working on the execution. They've been getting the offensive chances, but the turnovers have been killing them, especially in the second half of play. We saw it multiple times at the beginning of the third quarter where we saw it kind of back to back to back, where we saw a specific guy of Warren Hill, right, McCoy, who was able to take advantage of those turnovers. So the execution needs to come out. It needs to come out. The plays are there. The opportunities are there. Just got to take advantage of them.
Going to have a lane violation, it looks like. And it's on the defense, so they are going to reshoot the foul shot because he had originally missed both. Let's see if his redemption shot is better. And it is. LeGrand will call a timeout. It will be full. He'll actually change it to a 30. We'll take a quick break. Still, 29-point lead, or 21-point lead, excuse me, 50-31. Welcome back. We are off on Monday and Tuesday. We mentioned it before. The snow going to be too dangerous for us. We're going to be back on the air on Wednesday, the 28th, back home, or back close to home. Holy Cross versus Penn Saucon, 5:15 tip-off in BCSL play. And then on Thursday, the 29th, it's still up in the air on what we're going to do, as there's a high pass. McCoy is going to get a pass to Healy. Nice pump fake. Moves inside. Anima fouled. So they will call this a shooting foul. It is the second foul against the Eagles. And Anima will go to the line. He is tied for Duffner with the scoring lead with 12. No good. If South Hunterdon didn't like the call and if they missed both foul shots, I would imagine that somebody's got a little Rasheed Wallace in them. Second shot is also no good. But they get it right back, this time with Garrett, though. And that's the one thing that South Hunterdon cannot have happen there, is they just had a great gift, a break given to them in the fact that Duffner, who has been a fantastic scorer, missed both free throws. Can't have that happen and then immediately give up a two-point basket. It's just not in your best interest. There is another foul, though, as the freshman Kyle Healy, check that, Kellen Healy, will go to the line to shoot 2.
Talk about free throw attempts. I couldn't believe it when I first saw it, but he only has 2 on the year, and this is something where he's been at the line how many times so far this afternoon? It's been more than 2 in this total for this season. So,
first shot is good. Back down to 20 points, 52-32. For South Hunterdon, their road ahead. They have 2 road games. This is game 2 of a 4-game road stand. They're on the road at Bound Brook, which is atop their division at 11-5. They play them at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. And then Koinonia in back-to-back action on the 29th on the road and Tuesday the 3rd at home. Koinonia is 3-10 this year. They started off this road trip on Thursday with a 77-54 loss to the Bernard School. Here comes the left wing 3. Off the mark by Nisavatia. Tries to come in and save it. It will be South Hunterdon ball. So yes, our game on Thursday is still to be determined. On Friday, the 30th, look out. That one's out of bounds.
looked like right there Jane Thompson wanted a call but didn't get it. Felt like he was getting interfered with quite a bit. As what I saw from in front of me, there was a lot of hand contact, but clearly not enough for a foul.
Warren Hill sitting on 4 fouls here as the ball comes out. Here comes the Eagles looking to soar, and it doesn't go. Anima picks up the rebound. We did mention, though, we're going to close out our regular week on Friday the 30th with Tri-County action, Gloucester Catholic versus Cumberland. Here comes another chance behind the back. Nisavatia couldn't go, and there's another chance. Nisavatia paints the picture, and he brings it back up to 22 points. Is right now on the other end of the floor. Barlow missed a 3. Second chance, foul, and 1. How about these guys being heavily involved on that last possession? Nisavatia, behind the back pass, missed shot, turns into a rebound, turns into a made basket, and then South Hunterdon does the same with Barlow. Missed a 3, picked up his own rebound, and then got a basket inside for the foul and 1. So Barlow with 5 points now. He'll try to make it 6 and try to bring this deficit within 20 with 5:22 to play. He does not. Can't finish on the end one, and again, that's another break that Warren Hills has needed in a fourth quarter that's been kind of so-so for both teams. Jump ball, McCoy tried to rip it out. Had a lot of force on that play. He was wiggling back and forth, just tried to get all the exertion that he could. But no cigar that time. It's with 5:13. The Blue Streaks will inbound. McCoy will take it under his own basket. Back over to Garrett. Outside the three-point mark. Nisavatia comes in. Right hand. Good. Jake Nisavatia gets it to go. He's got 6 points. The Blue Streaks back up to a 22-point lead. Oh, that pass goes out of bounds. Right back to Fred Lagarde. So McCoy will take this to Nisavatia. Under 5 minutes to play in regulation here from Warren Hills Regional. Good little slide step, goes back out. Healy, 3, good! From the left wing, Jacob Healy knocks it down. That's his first triple of the day. He had attempted 4. Oh, and here goes a nice move. Barlow creates some space, a force field around Barlow as the C's part. For the forward to get the basket, he's got 7 points. Back to 59-36. Here comes another turnover. As Keys comes in, got a wide open man in the corner, but it's good. And how about that for a great run that time as South Hunterdon picks up a steal. This time is a foul. Look out, Vince.
Oh, I got it.
You got it, Vince?
There it is. There it is. Look at the talent.
Good athleticism there from the – I mean, listen, you're still a hockey player. You're just not used to dealing with your feet. You're used to handling a stick.
Goes, you know.
Yeah. 4 minutes left in the fourth. Moving inside. Right hand, good. Garrett gets it to fall. So again, South Hunterdon seems to finally have some pieces clicking, but is it too little too late? 61-38 with 3:45 to play in the fourth. Feeding out, near corner, 3, front iron. Barlow gets it back, attacks the basket. No good that time, too short. So 0 for 2 on that offensive possession, and again, every missed shot is another breath of fresh air for Warren Hills as they try to continue to push the pace, put more points in the box score, and put this game away, which would improve the Blue Streaks to 11-2, would be their 6th straight win, and would be their 5th in a row in a head-to-head battle over the Eagles. As Santana with a nice roll underneath the basket. Julian Santana makes it 63 points for Warren Hills. 3 minutes now, and a blocking foul. Warren Hills is over the limit. We got a whole bunch of folks getting ready to check in for Warren Hills. Now they'll sub in. Number 22, Jacoby Soto. Listen to this crowd. A nice ovation for those starters coming out. Jacoby Soto is in. Chris Ratty, the sophomore, is in. Seeing who else they brought out to the floor. They also brought in Elijah Hunter, the junior. 2:58. Barlow, after getting fouled, will make his first shot. He's got 8. For Warren Hills, their road ahead, they are back-to-back versus Somerville on the 27th and 29th, weather permitting, and then check that, Phillipsburg, the State Liners, on the 31st, and then 3 straight home games to start the month of February. Del Val on the 5th, Boundbrook on the 7th, and Bernards on the 9th. Elijah Hunter with the basket.
Yeah, this is that opportunity, as we know that Warren Hills is heavily relying on their seniors this year, as we saw a lot of the success right there from a good portion of the senior squad. Now we get to see what's the backup portion look like. What's it going to look like for the future? And this is a great opportunity to see if they can continue the momentum that these great starters left for a good pathway.
Chucking up a 3, Hunter brings down the rebound. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing that whenever you see a roster that has 5 starters on it, you think of, okay, they're going to be good this year, but how will they fare next year? Will the future hold up? The biggest example for us down south is Pittman. They had Elijah Crispin on their roster. They had they had Michael Fizzacaro. They had a whole bunch of talented seniors. He's got another foul. That was interesting there. Chucked the ball over his head.
Give it a whirl.
I thought they were going to give it a delay of game penalty, but they will also take McCoy out, who has had some valuable minutes off the bench. 2 minutes left. South Hunterdon and LeGrand are going to pull in some of their benchmen as well. Out to the far corner. And now we have 4 new players coming in for the Eagles. So they'll send out Keys, Barlow, Healy, and Katz. But into the game will be Capobianco, Budrowicz, and so Michael Budrowicz and Jack Budrowicz, and then number 33, Kyle Milligan. So Milligan and Jack Budrowicz are the only 2 players that are new to the floor that we have not seen earlier today. And that shows how LeGrand has been using his guys and using his guys wisely. He has put in a lot of minutes for those guys. As a foul, Rasheed Hill is in the game for Warren Hills. LeGrand telling his guys to relax. It is a 25-point game. 65 for Warren Hills, 40 for South Hunterdon. The Eagles will fall to 6-8 with a loss. The Blue Streaks will improve to 11-2, as we said, going into that back-to-back versus Somerville. Again, weather permitting, because we might all be snowed in on Tuesday, and considering we're South Jersey guys, they're going to get considerably more snow than we will at home, as there's another foul. If it's against the Eagles, that will put the Streaks over the limit, and it will. So the Eagles will shoot some foul shots, and Rasheed Hill will be at the line to shoot them. Rashid Hill, the junior, 2 points as a sophomore, 2 points as a junior, 4 total. This is his first trip to the line as a varsity athlete. He makes it. The thing about what Warren Hills has been able to accomplish, 9 scorers in the box score today. Garrett with 14, Duffner and Anima with 12, Nisavacia with 6, Healy with 5, McCoy with 4, and then Santana and Hunter with 2, and now Hill picks up another. So there's been a lot of excitement over Rashid Hill. Oh, I see why they were cheering. Okay, I get it now. 1 minute left, up and in. I was like, oh, they must be fans of Rashid Hill, but no, they're a fan of how many points Warren Hills has put up on the board as we've got 55 seconds left. But what's more valuable than the fact that they've put up that amount of points is the fact that this is going to be the 6th straight win for the Blue Streaks. And that's going to be the confidence that they need going into Somerville on Tuesday. Whether they play that game or not, because there are swirling rumors that game could be rescheduled. It's going to be really interesting to see if they're able to hold on to that and keep that momentum going as they visit the Pioneers on Tuesday, and then they host the Pioneers on Thursday. Here comes a 3 from the right wing, too strong. Santana picks up the board, tries to swipe at it, gets it away from him, from Brudrowicz. 15 seconds, they're going to continue to go up, and they get it. Ratty with the basket, make that 10. 10 scorers for Warren Hills. Here comes a chuck-up 3, no good, and Santana will hold on to it. And the Warren Hills Blue Streaks, they take home a big win on senior night, 69-42 over the South Hunterdon Eagles for their 6th straight win. These two were division rivals last year, but in their first game separated from each other, it's the 5th straight head-to-head win for the Blue Streaks over the Eagles in a game that was dominated by fast-paced offense. We saw Warren Hills put up 36 points in the first half, and it was an impressive mark. And while South Hunterdon played well, they got themselves into foul trouble and missed a lot of shots. I can't really say that missing a lot of shots is something that can be coached. That sometimes just goes into the hands of how good your players are. But at the same time, South Hunterdon's struggles really started in the first quarter with that 11-0 run that the Warren Hills Blue Streaks had.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something where you see constant Warren Hills pounding and pounding and pounding. And I don't want to say that Warren Hills was completely on top in terms of the momentum for the entire game, because that would be not true. There were many different times and many different chances where South Hunterdon had the opportunity to carry the momentum. But the only thing was the aggressiveness of Warren Hills took over once again. We saw many great plays from McCoy, who is a big-time senior, a leading force for this Warren Hills squad. And yes, he was acting like their name. He was striking in a big-time way. We saw him taking advantage of multiple turnovers. Literally just to start off the third quarter in general, he was taking advantage of the turnovers, taking it to him, getting great momentum. Now, the main thing is, and what we saw from a little bit, around the fourth quarter, was we saw some South Hunterdon momentum start to come into play. We started to see some great plays from Michael Bronowitz as we saw some turnovers, capitalization from him, but overall they weren't able to completely keep that momentum on their side. Warren Hills did a great job of saying, okay, you'll have a little bit of your fun time, but we're overall going to take it right back from you once again. They were able to keep pushing, finding seams, being able to move the ball completely, incredibly, around the arch many different times, finding seams, being able to maneuver inside the paint. This was just an overall incredible game. You had your small guys up front doing the work. You had your bigger guys out back doing incredible as well. So this was just a well-coached game. Warren Hills deserve it in every way possible. It's their 6th win, and they keep the winning streak alive against a team that has not beaten them since the 2023 season.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to win on your senior night. It obviously is a very valuable thing to win on your senior night, but to win on your Senior Appreciation Day to extend what is now a 6-game winning streak, you're atop your division, you're almost atop the entire Skyland Conference. There's a lot to like about this Warren Hills team. And in North 2 Group 3, again, this is a team that had some success last year under Joe Bamford. They went 17-10. They were 6-2 in the Skyland Mountain, but they lost at home in the first round of the Group 3 playoffs. They lost to Cliffside Park by 3, and one of the most heartbreaking things in sports is losing a playoff game at home. They beat South Hunterdon in the Hunterdon-Warren-Sussex counties tournament, a tri-county tournament, if you will, but they lost to Del Val in the second round. So Warren Hills has been waiting for a break, and they've been getting that break. And right now where they stand in power points in North 2 Group 3 is they're hanging on. They're number 1. They would be in the playoffs from here on out if the regular season ended today. And honestly, they're still 0.3 of a power point over Milburn in number 2. They've got Chatham in 3, Randolph in 4, and then South Plainfield in 5th. Ref was asking if we got his good side. I think we did. But, no, I mean, Warren Hills, they're number 1 in North 2 Group 3 right now. And as South Jersey guys, it's interesting because when we talk about teams that are expected to be good, Warren Hills has been good for a long time. This is the culmination of years of hard work. When all 5 of your starters are seniors, there's a lot to like about what the program has been able to do, and they've continued to be able to produce over the years as they look to cap off their senior season with a stellar playoff run for the Blue Streaks. But, Vince, your final thoughts before we sign off?
My final thoughts overall are Warren Hills. Again, it was an incredibly coached game. I said it multiple times. Your big guys at the back, your small guys up front. I don't need to repeat that. But this was just a game where they were able to capitalize on the mistakes made by their opposition. We saw that many, many different times. And this is something where, again, they were playing conservative basketball, but at the same time, they were taking the chances that were there. When the chance was being presented to them, they took it. We saw multiple different threes that were taken. They weren't, again, like I said in the pregame, it's not like this team just throws up threes and hopes for the best. No, they take it when it matters most and when the opportunity is presented. We saw Logan Healy shoot up some nice, beautiful threes. We also saw Brandon Anima, who usually doesn't score quite a lot. He's down a top scorer. He only has 30 points on the season, but was a huge force, was able to cause many turnovers and as well led a beautiful offensive rush. We saw that throughout the game. He's kind of like a QB of this offense, if you will, where just being able to really set up great plays and being able to execute them as well. And that's where the big issue came in for the opposition, being South Hunterdon. They had some times where there was execution there, or I should say the play was there, they just couldn't execute it, and that's why they had this unfortunate fall right here. But hey, Warren Hills, one heck of a game played. Got to give my respects to them.
Yeah, no, it was great, and it's funny you say he's a quarterback because, funny enough, he's a linebacker for the Warren Hills football team, and he's a commit to Montclair State for boys lacrosse. So the kid can do a lot, and he showed it today. He's our player of the game.
Yes.
We will see you on Wednesday for our next broadcast between Holy Cross and Pensacola. And again, want to give a big shout-out to Mike Jones, the athletic director of Warren Hills, for having us out here today. I will admit it was a long drive. It was an hour, 45 minutes. We had to leave at 7:30 this morning to get here. I'm not going to act like that's a trip around the corner, but I appreciate all the amenities we had today and all the appreciation from the parents and staff and the kids of this Warren Hills program for both the girls and boys. As the Streaks split the doubleheader, they fell to Belvedere, but they beat the South Hunterdon boys Eagles in a final score of 69-42. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti. My producer, Javier Harris of CSB Media. My color commentator, Vincent Focht of Camden County College. I'm Dan Wilkins. We will brave the snow, and hopefully we make it out of it with some more broadcasts of basketball this week. Final score 69-42 in favor of Warren Hills over South Hunterdon. Have a good one, folks. Stay safe and stay warm.